As mentioned in the previous video, this video is the companion piece, if you will, and these are film cameras I think you should maybe not buy. Now, I'm going to have the editor put a massive asterisk right here, okay? Look at this. Be aware of this asterisk. Do not be mad if I list a camera that you like. If this is a camera that you like and I talk about in the video, and I give a decent number of reasons as to why not to buy them, don't get mad at me. That does nothing. To leave an angry comment, for whomst? I might be stepping on toes, but this is consumer advice based on experience. I will give reasons for each of these, hoping to help save people money, heartache. And the thing is, I shoot with stuff all of the time that I would not recommend anybody use ever. And I will tell somebody, hey, don't use this. Meanwhile, I'm shooting with it. I'm having fun. They could probably have fun with it too. But if somebody asks me, hey, you spend a lot of money on cameras, what would you recommend? I want to recommend them a quality system. Will work, will deliver results that they're happy with, and will continue to inspire them to shoot with film. This list could do those things for them, but the camera could also break and it could cost them a lot of money, or it is garbage, or one of these reasons. I have reasons for every one of them though, and I will explain them to you in a way that I hope is educational, enlightening, and at the very least can help inform some decision making. If you disagree with me, completely fine. Leave a comment down below. Keep it kosher, okay? There's no need to be jumping off the handlebars, all caps and yelling at me. No need. There's no need. It's late. Eagles just won the Super Bowl. It's very late. Let's just be calm. Let's be cool. Let's be collected, okay? Cameras I think that you should probably not buy. I think the Contax, like the 2 or the 2A, I can't remember which one. One of the older Contax rangefinders looks beautiful, but I think it's like the faster shutter speeds. There's no real way to calibrate those, I think. One of the technicians told me this a little bit ago, and my brain doesn't really remember it super well because it didn't happen a whole lot. But at a certain point, the shutter speed calibration will begin to fail. So on some of those older Contax rangefinders, it's just impossible to get it running again. So probably avoid stuff like that. But other than that, the rest of this list is pretty succinct, straightforward. Starting off the rip, Pentax K1000. I love the Pentax K1000. I think it's a fantastic camera. I just think the price of them right now is very inflated because everybody loves the K1000. Everybody wants one, but I've seen some out there for sale for like $500. And I just think that there's better options, better alternatives that aren't going to cost you even half as much as that. Fantastic build, super easy to use, very straightforward, mechanical, durable, reliable, a little overpriced. Canon AE-1, kind of the same thing as the K1000, great to work with, great to shoot with, very expensive because it's a well-known system. Everybody recommends it to anybody getting into film photography. The next one, this is going to not hopefully be controversial, but reusable disposables, especially the ones that are going to cost you more. I think the M35 should be your baseline. Those on Amazon are like $17. Anything more than that, stay away from, because you can just get the $17 one and it's the same thing for a lot less. There's different styled ones, obviously. There's ones that are painted a certain way. And if you want to get one of those, but just go into it knowing that there's a $17 version of that camera that's going to perform functionally exactly the same. There's also way better cameras out there. It doesn't matter. Or if you want to shoot half frame, the H35 can be fun. I've heard good things about the H35N for how affordable it is. Might be worth looking into, but not a hot take, not a really controversial opinion. But the Contax T2, Leica Mini Lux, Yashica T4, the premium point and shoots, so expensive, so unreliable. There's one shop that I know of off the top of my head that will work on them. I don't think the repairs are like super lasting. I could be incorrect about that, but I've heard issues from people who've sent their stuff in there, but I'm not going to speak on that. The Nikon 35 Ti also falls into that group. Great build quality, titanium. They look cool, they're stylish, way too expensive, and they will break. And then they're dead. And then that's it. Really want to play a fun game, go on eBay, type in Contax T2, and in the condition put 4 parts are not working and then see all the prices of those. The next one that I would say maybe not get is the Mamiya RZ67. Now I'm saying this because the RZ also has known electronic issues. The RB67 is ostensibly the same camera, doesn't have those issues. Sometimes they're a little bit cheaper than the RZ2. I'm not really sure if there's a whole lot of people out there that are willing to work on RZ67s. For that reason, I have a hard time recommending it to somebody when the RB is just a better option. So if you're looking into the RZ and your heart is set on it, then more power to you. But if instead you're like, maybe the RB has everything I want, just look into it. Might help save you some money in the long term. And then finally, probably the most controversial of all of this, because I've talked about this camera a little bit, and I've kind of teased some thoughts about it, and people have had some serious pushback to it. The Nikon FM3a. It is a good camera. It is well built. I don't like how the Nikon styling on the front isn't the same kind of standard Nikon styling as the FM2 and the FM and the F and all that other blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into that. That's a moot point. That's a personal opinion. Something that isn't a personal opinion is the galvanometer on the FM3a. Those are kind of starting to go bad. I've seen 4 of the 5 FM3as that I've seen all have the same issue. And the galvanometer, I think there's one shop that I know of somewhere in Chicago that has the part. They're not going to sell the part to other places because I called and asked many times, but you can send it in there to get it repaired. I don't know the cost of the repair. I don't know the cost of the part. You're not able to source the part from anywhere else, so far as I understand. So you're kind of at the whim and the mercy of a singular shop. Now, that could change. There could be developments from there. The FM3a could be a fantastic camera, and I could just be completely wrong. And if that's the case, I'm man enough to admit when I am. They're very expensive for what they are. And with a known issue that is difficult and probably quite expensive to fix, it's very hard for me to put my big stamp of approval on it, or to be like, this is a great camera that I think you should get, or to not include it on this list of cameras I think you should not buy. Because I think it's a very fair thing to say, maybe don't get it if it's going to cost you this much, and then a mystery amount of dollars to fix. When there's the FM2, that's functionally about the same, fully mechanical, and doesn't really have those known issues. And if it does, it's very easy to find parts for them, and a lot of people know how to fix them. So I could be wrong to you. You could love the FM3a. Yours could have no issues whatsoever, and you can be very mad at me in the comments, but again, it's late. Be kind. Okay, and for this final note, there are very specific exceptions to this, but I'm just going to put a blanket thing down there. Soviet cameras, probably don't buy them. Don't be mad. Don't get mad. Depending on what they are, they can be fun to shoot with. Prakticas can be lots of fun. They can be very affordable. Zeniths can be very fun and very affordable. When they break, they will probably break, and nobody's going to really want to work on them. But if you go into it knowing that, that's all good. Things like the Kiev-88 or the Kiev-60, the price on those has jumped up significantly. And beyond that, something like a Kiev-88, it's kind of a similar thing of when that breaks, there's very few places that will want to work on it and will cost you an arm and a leg to get it fixed. So like a Hasselblad 500 CM might be a bunch more expensive, but they're easier to repair and internally higher build quality. So that would be kind of my recommendation. With a Hasselblad 500 CM, that's a very notable name. Everybody knows them. The value of that's going to stay pretty consistent, if not start going up. The Kiev-88 price goes up because they were the cheaper alternative. Now they're less so the cheap alternative, but they still have reliability concerns. I would just say exercise caution. Don't go buying it because you think like, oh, this will be cool. This will be like super cheap, very affordable. It could be, it very well could be, but it could also cost a lot. And then also once it gets to a point when it breaks, which it probably will, very few people are going to want to try to work on it, and the parts for those are going to be very, very scarce. So that's why I say exercise caution and potentially not buy. If you're one of those guys that just enjoys Soviet cameras, more power to you. Have fun. Just think for the large majority of other people that are just trying to get into film photography, they're probably best to stay away from at this current state. I think I've done that. I think I've pissed everybody off. I can hear the comments being typed right now. As controversial as this may seem, I hope that the reasons I delivered were understandable and beneficial. I hope that I offered some insight, some clarification, maybe just some like second opinion stuff if there's a camera out there that you're really thinking you might want. Maybe this can help reaffirm that it is something you want, or maybe you can give it a second look, check out some reviews of people who have shot with them. What do they think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If there's any I missed, if there's any you think people should probably stay away from. I probably missed a couple. There's a lot, but this is just a very succinct, quick list, things I'm thinking about, quick pitfalls that people could fall into that I'm hoping this helps people avoid. Questions, comments, concerns, leave those below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike the video. If you hated everything I had to say and you think I'm a complete moron, just give me a dislike, that's fine. I'll find a way to be okay with that, but it's all good. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. I appreciate that very much, and I'll catch you on the next one.